How does the information connect to the life of the church, your leadership, and your life? First, the decentralized and transnational church becomes the center of our political movement. We mobilize politically through the biblical functions of the church in the grassroots mobilization of the church. We do not look to the government. We do not look to the state for how to be political. Jesus has taught us to do that already. In the same way, everyone understood Jesus and his disciples as starting a new religio-political movement rooted in the Jewish narrative. We must view our work in the church as manifestly political in nature. Question: does this happen in your local setting? Second, the transnational church will naturally infuse the politics of Jesus into each nation of the world with a politic of salt and light and love and grace and truth. We infuse these politics into our land. How do we exactly do that? Literally, that's the golden gun question. And check out the next episode. We'll talk through it. Third, the politics of Jesus drives us to display more solidarity, love, and loyalty to fellow Christians across borders and in other countries than we do to any one nation, party, or government. We are more loyal to global Christians than we are to our country. Every human who follows Jesus is the temple of the Most High God, who has declared faith in the same King we follow. They are co-heirs with Christ as we are, and fellow children of God. If the dividing wall of hostility really came down, as Paul claims in Ephesians 2, it must come down between Christians separated by pagan, broken, and temporal governments. In our country, we're taught to be loyal to our blood relatives, our socioeconomic group, our country, and the type of community that we've grown up in. City people with city people, and rural people with rural people, and suburban with suburban. Yet in the global church, we must stick together with a love and loyalty that confounds the politics of our countries. Fourth, the teachings of Jesus, whether parables, sermons, what he did, or private conversations, are inherently political in nature. As you interpret the Bible, as you teach people about Jesus, does this come through? You can't separate the teachings of Jesus, let's say in the Sermon on the Mount, from how Christians are to engage in their personal lives, in their families, in their work lives, and politically in their home country. Jesus didn't check into being Messiah and check out of being Messiah at different parts of his ministry. And any theological system that diminishes the ethics of Jesus ultimately is not taking the Bible seriously enough. And we have come up with some funky theological systems to explain away actually having to follow Jesus. Fifth, if the church is a religio-political organization declaring the gospel of King Jesus in and among the nations, our ongoing liturgies of discipleship, evangelism, holy living, mercy work, communion, preaching, confession, praying, sharing of our resources, justice work, baptism, are political in nature. In a different episode, I'm going to be interviewing Dr. William Kavanaugh, who has written about this very issue. Sixth, we must build our sense of fairness, justice, liberty, freedom, and, quote, rights from King Jesus. We can't let our socioeconomic status, gender, education level, immigration status, or inherited political leanings determine our politics. Jesus determines our politics.